four sessions of this webinar, and today we are going to have the fifth session. So this session will be handled by Parvati Natarajan ma'am, and the topic for today's session is pronunciation and fun with vocabulary. So I welcome Parvati ma'am to take over the session. Thank you ma'am.
Thank you so much, Thangam, for the introduction that you gave on
Thank
today's
you
topic.
ma'am.
Okay, and I welcome dear boys and girls on behalf of National Engineering College, Kovilpatti. Thanks for joining us continuously on all these days. Hope you have benefited from the sessions prior to this day that I have with you. And I also believe that in the days ahead, you will also utilize the opportunity, continue to be with us and get benefited. It's, 50-50, right? We are here contributing our share, and with your interaction and active participation, you contribute your 50% and we both benefit. Win-win kind of a situation. All right. And you might have heard Thangam ma'am introducing today's topic, pronunciation and fun with vocabulary. Are you interested? Are you interested?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. See, when it comes to language learning, for example, grammar is something people either develop a kind of aversion towards it because it always comes with a set of rules to follow, and they make mistakes, and that leads to losing marks in examination. Otherwise, if people have a kind of a regular reading or live in a kind of environment where English is often heard and spoken, then they feel very comfortable without even taking the strain of mastering all the rules. They feel comfortable and just learn it without any pain. So it is, like how some people will find it quite easy, some people will find it tough. This will be the case in most of the subjects that are being learned. But when it comes to pronunciation, we should admit one thing. We cannot master a language without the cultural interferences peeping in, regionalism peeping in, our mother tongue's influence coming in between. So it will take some time, but it is not something that you are incapable of doing. Definitely you can master it. But you should also admit that these things will always have a say. Whenever you master a foreign tongue, it always comes with the influence of your own mother tongue at the initial stage. But as you gradually proceed and move forward and make progress, you will definitely have to cast an eye on all these minor things, these subtleties or nuances, the fine aspects of learning a language. See, these things you cannot overlook. Pronunciation has its own importance. You can say, when our own language, take the example of our own language, Tamil, beautiful language, all right, it has got the sirappu, ragaram, okay. Once in an interview I heard, like how, I think it is a kind of talk show like Nia Nana, all right, and there was a kind of a segregation done among the participants. Compeers of today and compeers of olden days, all right, two segments. And the newsreader, the newscaster of the olden days, or who might be in his 50s, perhaps today, he shared this kind of an experience. When they came for audition, all right, when they were appearing for kind of testing being done about how good their pronunciation is to act as a newscaster, the accuracy they have in Tamil pronunciation. So, just to check them, they were asked to pronounce the name of a particular place near Thiruvarur. The name of a place is Tiruveli Midalayur. Heard of this? Have you heard of this? You may be wondering why I'm beginning with the Tamil word while learning pronunciation of English. Okay, see, when it comes to acquisition of knowledge, always the travel begins from known to unknown, all right? You cannot master a foreign tongue without having a strong hold in your own mother tongue. So it's a sorry spectacle when it comes to Tamil pronunciation today that people find it a pride to mispronounce words. But they think it's something very humiliating when they go wrong in English. It's a sorry thing to say. But you should have accuracy whenever you master a language. See to it that you try to match the accuracy level of the native speaker. How good is my pronunciation? You should have a keen sense of listening for that, first of all. Listen, first of all, how good, a listener you are will determine how good an imitator you are. Because in order to attain accuracy, what you do is actually imitating the native speaker. Imitating the native. We don't live absolutely in an English-speaking environment. You agree with me? Do we live in an English-speaking environment? We don't, right? So, it happens to be the medium of instruction in schools and colleges. You do a kind of reading. Nearly 80% of your reading is academically oriented, and extra reading, very minor percentage of people do. But when it actually comes to the part of speaking, unless we have very good enunciation and pronunciation, we can never be properly understood by people. Are you with me? Can anyone repeat that one word I said? The name of the place near Tiruvarur, which was given as part of testing, in the kind of audition that they had before being selected as a newscaster in Doordarshan, as a Tamil newscaster. Tiruvizhi Milalayur. Anyone can repeat this? Because this being a pronunciation session, I would like to have some lively participation from your end. Otherwise, it'll be a monologue, right? Are you with me? Anyone? You can turn on your mic and just say
Yes.
Come on.
Tiruveli Vilaliyur.
Tiruvizhi Milalayur.
Tiruveli Vilalayur.
Okay, you're trying. Very good. Very good. Anyway, see, it has got
Thank
the
you.
alternation of ra and la. That is the challenge. Tiruvizhi Milalayur. The ra, la, rendu alternate panni varumbodhu the correct solradhu da namakku challenging. Similarly, you have so many tongue twisters in English, right? The most familiar one being she sells seashells on the seashore. Yes, the sibilants, sir and sure, alternating. It's a bit of a challenge. Tongue twisters also prove a kind of training, okay, when it comes to mastery of pronunciation. All right. I said something about enunciation and pronunciation. Pronunciation may be a very familiar word to you, but do you have any idea about enunciation? If you want, I can spell that word to you. ENUNCIATION. Enunciation. Any idea what enunciation is? Enunciation is nothing but the clarity or the distinctness with which you utter words. The clarity. That's why I gave you this, name of Tiruvizhi Milalayur, for example. All right. So take the example of all these playback singers, S.P. Balasubramaniam, whose mother tongue is Telugu, but what kind of accuracy he has when it comes to, pronunciation of Tamil words. Okay. T.M. Soundararajan, for example, his mother tongue was not Tamil. Okay. Saurashtrian by birth. All right. And P. Sushila, for example, again, Telugu. All right. So many of them. So how these people are able to do, they do it much better than we, whose mother tongue happens to be Tamil. All right. You understand what I'm saying. All right. See, when it comes to Tamil, all right, in different regions, you have different kind of accents being spoken, different kind of pronunciation. Pronunciation varies. Variations of pronunciation is there because English is called the lingua franca of the world. It is the global key for communication. Knowing English well is knowing 1,000 languages. Okay, you can become a comfortable globetrotter with this master key in hand. You can go everywhere, communicate with anyone. All right, that's why it has gained this kind of a status. All right, it's a beautiful language and it is a master key for communication. All right, so even if it is so in a language like ours where it is limited to a particular area, just think of English lingua franca being spread across the globe and being handled by innumerable people of different culture, different language. So the more it is being handled by different kind of people, different kind of cultural background, the more difference it is likely to undergo also. So you can very easily identify American English and differentiate it from British English to begin with, the major difference, okay? Australians have a different accent, different kind of an English. Their way of pronunciation is different. American is different. Immediately, the glaring kind of a distinction that you can make between American English and British English is the R, all right? They say chair, they don't say chair. The final R is silenced in British English, whereas in American English, it is pronounced. In British English, the R gets pronounced only when the following word begins with a vowel sound. But irrespective of whether it begins with a vowel sound or not, Americans utter this R, which naturally goes silent in British English. We call it received pronunciation. Okay, so many different variation. I mean, different accents are there. Variations in pronunciation exist. So, which one are we supposed to follow? You may be having this kind of a question running in your mind. So you say Australian English, American English, British English, and why not Indian English? We do have. And within India, we have various accents of English also. You can very easily differentiate a person with the Malayalam as the mother tongue speaking in English and a person with Hindi as a mother tongue speaking in English, or a person with Tamil as mother tongue speaking in English. Why? Regionalism peeps in. Have you observed, I mean, people from Kerala, I mean, the N and T, the consonant cluster, they very soft, they pronounce the word very softly. They say center. They don't say center. C-E-N-T-R-E. How do we pronounce? Center. Are you with me? Are you with me? Feel free to interact. Don't think you are interrupting me, okay? You have your own right. You have your own right to unmute and just, again, pop in anytime you feel like. All right, it's just a casual interaction. I would like to have it a very, informal kind of an interaction with you. All right, so sender, they say. All right, and see, for example, I had one student. No, I previously coming to NEC, I was also working in a school for some time. In Kodaikanal, there was a multicultural kind of a setup in that school, and one boy from Madhya Pradesh, you know how he pronounced that word? R-U-B-B-E-R. He'd say, ma'am, I want a dubbed. He would say, ma'am, I want a dubbed. Because this R, they pronounce as duh. All right. You understand? So we may not recognize what kind of funny errors we may be making when we pronounce words. All right. How many of us get angry when our own names are being mispronounced by some people? You get that, right? So you, with so much of fondness, love, and affection, very modern kind of, ultra-modern kind of names your parents would have bestowed upon you. And some country bumpkin mispronouncing that word. What kind of a rage it can run you into? Can you imagine? Yes. So my own colleague, Miss Sujita is there. It's a beautiful name. But the canteen lady, while serving tea or samosa, all right, by mistake she can't get that sir and ja alternating very quickly, so she would call Judita man. Of course, she would laugh it off. But some of us, we cannot tolerate our names being mispronounced because they say, it is also, in fact, true. Of all the words that exist in that in any language, for example, of all the words that exist in any language, which is the sweetest sounding word in your ears? It's nothing but your own name. Our name is something very precious to us. We love, okay, to being addressed by name. When somebody addresses you by your name, you feel happy. Hey boy, come here. You don't feel impressed. But somebody addresses you by name, all right, you feel happy. You feel happy. There's a kind of endearment, all right. So enunciation, let me come back to where I started. Enunciation is, if I ask you to define it, can you give me? Enunciation is nothing but clarity, all right? Clarity. Some people speak, without clarity. They muffle up. The sounds are not very clear when they speak. So every time you would like to say, sorry, I didn't get you. Could you please come again? How many times? So people will not repeat it over and over again. So they, have either they would give it up or partially understand something or misunderstand and go. All right. So, inaccuracy in terms of enunciation and pronunciation can lead to very costly errors also. So from my college days, I can give you one example. I had a professor by name Dr. Sam Sahayam. All right. He was an MLit those days from the University of Glasgow. All right. So he shared one kind of an experience that he came across in one particular university where a foreign delegate was being invited for the occasion of conferring a doctoral degree to one professor belonging to a particular department. All right. So this person was given this honorary role of conferring this degree. He was called up on stage and he was asked to announce the welcoming note to that professor before the doctoral degree was conferred on him. So he held the mic, accepted that honorary role given to him, came up to the mic, cleared his throat, and he started speaking. And now I call upon Mr. Raravenujan to come and accept. அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாரு. என்ன பேர் சொன்னார் அவரு? Now I call upon Mr. Raravenujan. Mr. Raravenujan. அவர் என்ன பேர் சொல்லியிருக்கணும்? ஏதாவது ஒரு இங்கிலீஷ் பேக்ரவுண்ட்ல உள்ள ஒருத்தர் வந்து தமிழ் பேரை அவர் மிஸ்ப்ரொனவுன்ஸ் பண்றாரு. Can you make any guess what name it should originally have been? Mr. Raravenujan. என்னவா இருக்கும்? Any guess?
Aravindan.
Aravindan இல்ல. I said Mr. Aravenujan. 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 Aravamudan. Original name was Aravamudan. Beautiful Tamil name. All right. You know what it means, no? Aravamudan enna artham? Insatiable kind of a divine food. That is that's how the meaning of the name can be translated into English. All right. Divine food. Amudam. Divine food. Insatiable. Adu சாப்பிட திகட்டாது. எவ்வளவுதான் ஒரு பெஸ்ட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் ஸ்வீட்டா இருந்தாலும் உன்னோட ஃபேவரட் ஐஸ்கிரீம் இருந்தாலும் நம்ம earthly kind of food will satiate you. Satiate na அர்த்தம் satiate ஆயிடும். நான் திகட்டி போயிடும். You can't go further and relish the taste. All right. You will feel no, I can't have any more of it. Okay. You would like to give it up, but insatiable in the sense you would like it will never make you feel fed up. All right. Aravamudan அப்படி பேர் வச்சிருக்காங்க. So he did not know. No, how do you write that name in English? How do you spell that name in English? Aravemudan. So he did not know, Aravemudan. Aravemudan in Tamil, Aravemudan can mean in Tamil a thorough fool, a complete fool. You understand? You got the joke? You can unmute and laugh. Did you get that joke? Did you?
Yes, ma'am. Certainly,
I gave this as an example because how mispronunciation can lead to costly errors. So we can also
Aravamudan.
Exactly. Aravamudan became Aravamudan. Okay. So such costly errors we must not make when it comes to pronunciation of proper noun also. We have to take care. Otherwise, while visiting a foreign country, if you want to go back to a particular place where you came traveling from, if you mispronounce, the taxi wala will take you somewhere else. All right. So we have to speak with clarity, enunciate properly, and pronounce words properly. Okay, so some people may say, no, why should I care much about all this? No, this is all for intellectual snobs, people who would like to show off. Not like that. So we should not do it with the intention of showing off to other people as though we belong to the elite class. You know, I come from a very posh background. Completely, I had my education in the urban side. So this is my, you should not use pronunciation here as a tool to distance yourself from the common folks. That should not be your intention. Your intention should be, I must be properly understood. And I'm learning a language, mastering the language in its true sense. Without mastering pronunciation, mastery of a language won't be complete. I cannot tolerate anyone mispronouncing Tamil words, you know, in all these channels. Okay, especially I hate to watch interviews of cinema stars. Through and through, they act in Tamil movies, but when it comes to an interview, you know, with such an affective kind of accent they speak. Why this? Why this? Have you been acting in Hollywood movies? All along, you had been cast in plenty of roles, doing even, countryside roles, speaking the local accent of that particular countryside. But while coming and appearing for a show, why this affectation? That shouldn't be. And you must not imitate those people. All right, so speak any language in its true sense of, true kind of accuracy when it comes to pronunciation. See, the task here in mastering English pronunciation is, we don't go by the letter. See, in our language, wherever you write any letter, for example, take for example, ka, for example. In any word, you write that letter, you have the same pronunciation. It doesn't vary. It doesn't vary. Yes or no? Kadavu, adaliyum ka da sound. Yeah. Yes or no? Ka vachi இன்னொரு word சொல்லுங்க.
கடல்.
கடை. அதுலயும் அது காவா தான் இருக்கு.
கரம்.
Okay. இல்லையா? Yes. Very good. So இதுல வந்து நமக்கு இங்கிலீஷ்ல என்ன டாஸ்க்? See, for example, are you familiar with the Bernard Shaw? The name of Bernard Shaw? Are you familiar with the Bernard Shaw?
Yeah, ma'am.
George Bernard Shaw. See, he is a very good dramatist, but he is also well known for the kind of witty remarks. Okay, and he is mostly noted as a cynic. All right, cynical kind of comments that he made. You know, I'll give you one example. He said, English, you know, it's a funny language when it comes to spelling. You don't go by the letter when you produce a sound. And such a simple word as F-I-S-H, fish. What did I say? F-I-S-H, fish. Can be spelt as, yes, Tamil, good. So, can be spelt as G-H-O-T-I. What did I say? G-H-O-T-I. Can you relate F-I-S-H with G-H-O-T-I? G-H-O-T-I. Yes, Robinson, you're right. Can you relate why he said F-I-S-H can be spelled as G-H-O-T-I? It was a witty remark made by George Bernard Shaw about English spelling because it is highly illogical. It is highly illogical. But you cannot, dismiss it or call it just like that and walk off. It exists like that in that language, and while mastering that language, we have to accept and go ahead learning it with all its illogical, set of rules that govern its spelling. See, for example, how do you spell the word enough? E-N-O-U-G-H. So, in the word enough, what kind of a sound is produced by G-H? F, right?
F.
Yeah, okay. So you remove F and substitute G-H there. All right? You understand how he is relating both. Are you with me? Are you with me? Okay.
Yes.
So, secondly, when it comes to the word W-O-M-E-N, women, we say women. And what is the letter we use? O. The letter O we use, right? Letter is O, sound is E. Any logic behind that? No, but it is that. We have to learn it like that. But some people mispronounce. No, they say woman, woman. Plural is also woman. Not like that. Women. Plural is women. Women. Yes, Akshaya. Right. So G-H-O. You understand? G-H-O. Replacing F and I in fish. And finally, S-H. Take the example of the word nation. N-A-T-I-O-N. T-I producing the sound S-H. Got it? You understand how he correlated? G-H-O-T-I, G-H-O-T-I and F-I-S-H. All right. So this is just a witty remark. With his usual sense of humor, he, passed this kind of a remark about the illogical kind of spelling that we have in English. All right. But anyhow, you have to master it. So today you have the smartphones. At the click of a button, you can hear the native speaker's voice echoing in your ear, pronouncing that word, all those things. But in the 19th century, there was a man called Daniel Jones. He was the one who wrote the English language dictionary. So he came out with the phonemic chart, and he introduced different symbols. Totally 44 sound symbols he introduced, categorizing them as vowels, as consonants, and combination of vowels as diphthongs. Put together, 44 sounds are there. So we used to learn all those things, when we were in college. We had a separate paper for phonetics. Phonetics is nothing but mastering the sound system that exists in English language. All right. But Daniel Jones, you must be familiar. He's a 19th century phonetician, English phonetician, who introduced the phonetic alphabet to guide foreign students. Because as Shaw pointed out, this kind of an illogical thing is there. We do not know. See, there is a word, A-W-R-I. How do we pronounce? This is just a kind of a test. A-W-R-Y. Why? Is it Ori, 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 or Aubry? How do you say that?
Ori.
I am sorry. Okay, then mostly people will think like that. But the correct pronunciation is Arai. Say that. Try saying unmute.
Alright.
Alright.
Right. The second syllable. See, it's very important. Very good.
Alright.
Very good. Very good. Second syllable. How many syllables are there? Right. 2 syllables are there. And the stress. Stress is nothing but which sound is given prominence, which you are able to hear louder, which one you are hearing more prominently. All right? Don't say Ori. All right. Say that. All right. Going wrong. You see, meaning is going wrong. Okay, you say, I planned for something, but all my plans went awry. Means my plan did not work. You understand? All my plans went awry. Means your plan did not materialize. You did not, get it the way you wanted it to be. Are you with me? Are you with me? So stress, intonation, rhythm, all these things are very, very important. Understand what stress is, which syllable you are stressing, for example. That also will lead to people mishearing you and misunderstanding what you say. All right. See, there is a word, W-R-I-T-T-E-N. W-R-I-T-T-E-N. How do you pronounce that word? Ordinary word. Yeah, Tamil thing. Good. Yes. How do you say that? You can try aloud.
Written.
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 Written. Very good. Exactly.
Written.
Very good. Exactly. Very good. You understand the stresses on the first syllable. Written. Which one you are able to hear more promptly? Re or ten? Re, written, written, written. You understand? The rise and fall. The rise and fall you must note. But if you shift the syllable, stress to the second syllable, how will you pronounce it? Probably return. Return. That is wrong. That will make people mishear you as though you said retain. You understand why stress is important? You understand why stress is important? It will be,
Yes, ma'am.
if you become a very keen listener, probably in 4 or 5 months' time, you will be able to very quickly master. All you should have is, repetitively you must do. Repetitively watch videos, audios, all right? Definitely you must be listening to native speakers, or experts from our own land also. Experts from our own land. They will be able to correct you also. So this sense of keen listening is very, very important. So, COMFORTABLE. How do you pronounce?
Comfortable.
Comfortable. Is it not? If you are shifting the stress to second one, comfortable. Come to a table. Marigego. You understand? If the stress is misplaced, people will mishear what you say. You understand? Rhythm is also very, very important. Rhythm, what is rhythm? Rhythm, the kind of beat, When you greet someone, how do you greet them? Good morning, everyone. Can you note some rhythm? Can you? Yeah? Good morning, everyone. Hello, everyone. La 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 la. And the rhythm, ஒரு music மாதிரி ஒரு beat மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ண முடியுதா? That is it. Rhythm is also very, very important. Rhythm is also important. And what is intonation then? You understood what stress is, what rhythm is, and what is intonation. Intonation stands for speech music, kind of, the rise and fall, the rise and fall. That's intonation. Intonation will make you understand the speaker's intention. Which one is stressed, which one is not stressed, where the pitch goes up, where the pitch comes down. You understand? You understand that? See, just, if you are stressing, the particular syllable or the particular word wrongly, the entire meaning will change. You can try, saying a particular sentence like this. This is not my house, for example. This is not my house. This is not my house. 5 words are there. Just lay the stress on the first word, for example. How would you say if you are stressing the first word here? This is not my house. This is not my house. So the hidden meaning is, my house is somewhere else. My house is somewhere else. This, not this one. Something else. This is not my house. You are categorically stating, denying ownership. This is not my house. Somebody else's. Again, while the stress changes to my possession, likely guesses are somebody else's. This is not my house. Probably some other construction, maybe a go down, all right, or a guest house, something like that. How the meaning changes as the stress shifts from word to word. He is not my brother. Try saying this. He is not my brother. He isn't my brother. He isn't my brother. He isn't my brother. Meaning மாறுறது தெரியுதா உங்களுக்கு? Are you with me? You try on your own, okay? Try on your own. When the stress is laid on different, but thank you for your responses. When the stress is shifting from one word to another, the meaning also undergoes change. So we must be very careful in observing the kind of intonation, all right? If you need any help, contact me. Somebody tells you like this. If you need any help, contact me. How many different, ways you can say this? You can, when the intentions vary. Out of irritation, you say this. Out of real intention to help somebody, you say this. Just for formality's sake, you say this. Intention can vary. It can be 100 or even more. All right. So, but the intonation will convey what your intention is. If you need any help, you contact me. Formality's sake, I'm throwing an invitation. I'm not wholeheartedly involving in it. If you need any help, contact me. I really mean what I say. I don't just say just for the sake of saying. So intonation is very, very important. If you need any help, contact me. I'm almost laying down an order. All right, don't go for help elsewhere. I am the authority here, like that. You understand when the intonation changes, the meaning conveyed. It's very difficult. To earn the love and affection of people. So you have to modulate your speech and help them understand the true intention. At times, your intention may not be that. But not mastering intonation properly, you will be running the risk of losing people and their relationship. எப்படி பேசுறான் பாரு சொல்றோமா இல்லையா yes or no often you get correction from your parents also. Don't raise your voice and speak. Your father might be telling you குரல ஒஸ்தி பேசாது சொல்லுவாங்களா இல்லையா intonation. But casually with being young or being over energetic as a youngster, you would have spoken at the top of your voice, but it will be misunderstood. Though your intention is not that, if your intonation is not proper, that will affect, even relationship. So enunciation, stress, right? Rhythm of speech and intonation, everything you must master. All right? How, see, for example, there is one particular word, the longest word. So many longest, if you do some Google searches, some longest words of English, come out with a huge list. அதுல வந்து ஒரு வேர்டு சொல்றேன், நீ டைப் பண்ணிக்கலாம், உங்க இதுல நோட் பண்ணி வச்சுக்கோங்க நீங்க. And I'll spell it out. You try, pronouncing that. Okay, it's pretty long. I'll probably write it and show. Okay, PN. Write it somewhere. PNEU. MONO. ULTRA. MIC. ROS. COPIC. SILICO. Remember, it's one word, okay? And the letter is 45 letter long. Okay. VOL. CANO. CONIOS. Yes. Want me to repeat? PNEUMONO ULTRAMIC ROS COPIC SILICO BOLCANO CONIOSIS. Can anyone try saying this word? Exactly, Akshaya. Got it absolutely right. No misspelling anywhere. Good. You can enroll for Spell Bee. Okay, come on. You can just see the chat of Akshaya, Nikita. She has typed the entire word. She's asking me for the spelling one more time. You can read Akshaya's chat. Yes, Purnima. Anand. Exactly. Yeah. Can you try saying this word aloud?
Pneumono ultra microscopic silico volcanoconiosis.
Volcanosis.
Exactly. Applause. Okay. Laudable. Exactly. Okay. You made it. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Pneumono ultra microscopic silico volcanoconiosis. Okay. Before you can say the name. This is the name of a disease, okay? It's a lung disease caused by inhaling the, dust that comes from mines. They say, lung disease. The disease where breath will go. All right. So, there are, some words, which are commonly mispronounced by us. Can you tell me which is one of the most mispronounced words? I'm not exaggerating. One of the most mispronounced words is pronunciation. You believe? One of the most mispronounced words is pronunciation itself. Because people go by, the spelling of the word in its verb form. How do you spell pronounce? N-O-U-N. But when you change it into the noun form, that O will not be there. N-U-N. So some people say pronunciation. That's wrong, absolutely wrong. Okay? Pronunciation. Say this. You should fall in love with your own pronunciation. Beautiful, beautiful. You should relish that. Okay? Try recording your own speech and try to match it with the native speakers. Am I getting close? Am I getting close? All right. You don't have to see some people might be finding it really weird and think, why should I imitate a native speaker? Let me have my own accent. I feel comfortable with. But the one to whom you are communicating should also be put at ease. You should make them feel yes. All the time, you don't make them say, sorry, can you come again? No, don't put them at that kind of a discomfort, especially, you people will be great aspirants for going abroad for education, taking up job opportunities elsewhere. So, you must master received pronunciation, as they call it. So there are plenty of accents available, And what we are supposed to follow is RP. They call it RP, all right, which stands for received pronunciation. All right. One particular thing about Americans that I would admire is, though the country is huge compared to England, which is too small. It's a small island, but compared to the hugeness of this land, all across America, they just have one accent. Okay, or the kind of accent that prevails in one particular area is also available everywhere else in the US, whereas it is not the case with England. Though it is very small, plenty of accents are there, and the people from the south will find it really difficult. South of England, not South India, okay? South of England will find it very difficult to understand the accent spoken by the northern part of England, for example. Though it is very small, the accents are very, varying in nature, and it puts even the native speaker at task to understand one particular region's accent easily. All right? But Americans are not like that. They just practice one particular accent throughout the country. All right. Now I'll try to help you with the, just for testing. All right. Let me tell you one word. Tell me what the pronunciation you think of. A-L-M-L-M-O-N-D. A-L-M-O-N-D. A-L-M-O-N-D.
Almond.
Element.
Element.
Almond.
Almond oil. That's how most people say. But the L is silent. From today, put that L to sleep.
Almond.
Got it? How should you say that word? Almond. Almond. Everybody?
Almond. Almond.
Okay. And
Amen.
very good. T-I-E-R. They say while traveling by train, this particular word they very commonly use. 3 T-I-E-R compartment, 2 T-I-E-R compartment, they say T-I-E-R. How do you pronounce that? T-I-E-R.
Tire.
That's how we say. All right. That's how we say. But the actual pronunciation is tear. Tear. It doesn't have any variation.
Tear.
I mean, this tear. Okay. Tear. Yeah. Tear. Yeah. Tear. Very good. Tear. All right. E-L-I-T-E. Normally we say elite.
Elite.
Correct? Elite.
Elite.
Correct? That's not
Elite.
Someone said elite. Beautiful. Elite. Elite. Okay. And I mean, before this corona, this kind of a menace was, I mean, almost enveloping the entire nation. D-E-N-G-U-E. How do you pronounce this? D-E-N-G-U-E.
Dengue.
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 One thing. You should understand one thing. Based on the situation, you should decide how to pronounce words. Okay. Just because I'm correcting you doesn't mean no. Wherever you go, you have to speak like this. Only for the elite circle. Okay. Only when you are assured that this is how it will be understood. Also, you should practice this. All right. I mean, going up to the train, no, அங்க போயிட்டு நம்ம இது வந்து சுச்சியா அந்த மாதிரி எல்லாம் நம்ம பேச முடியாது. டயர்னு சொல்ற டயர்னு சொன்னாதான் புரியும். நாங்க டயர்னு தான் சொல்லணும். How exactly it will be understood? That's also very, very important. So it is not the time for us to act very, I mean, scholarly. And you know, I have mastered English pronunciation, and I will be practicing it elsewhere. You know, everywhere that I go. Not like that. You should understand the right pronunciation and practice it. You know, wherever it is possible, wherever it is needed. That is very, very important. Wherever it is needed, only you should practice that. Okay, so அங்க போய் கவுண்டர்ல டிக்கெட் புக் பண்ற இடத்துல போய் நின்னுட்டு I would like to have அமெரிக்கன் ஆக்சென்ட்ல பேசிட்டு இருக்க கூடாது. Where I mean it is needed to distance you from the common masses and appear as I mean a highly accomplished individual or something like that. No, you must be very careful not to bloat your ego up, because you can never predict what time it will be getting punctured by whom. அதனால நம்ம ஈகோயிஸ்டிக்கா மட்டும் மாறவே கூடாது. Okay, I'll give you one more word. Okay, A-S-T-H-M-A. A-S-T-H-M-A. How do you pronounce this?
Asthma.
எப்படி?
Asthma.
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 Okay, very good. Asthma. சொல்லி பாருங்க. Asthma. Asthma. Okay. TH is silent. TH is silent. Okay. One more word. G-N-A-S-H. G-N-A-S-H. Don't gnash your teeth, they say. No? Don't gnash your teeth. Silent. Nash, exactly. Nash. Okay. Very good. Next word. N-I-C-H-E. After completing your education. Very good. Niche. Okay. Niche. Like saying N-E-E-S-H. How would you pronounce? N-E-E-S-H. N-E-E-S-H எப்படி உச்சரிப்போமோ அது மாதிரி தான். N-I-C-H-E. All right. And something very ordinary. இது நீங்க சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம். W-E-D-N-E-S-D-A-Y.
Wednesday.
Okay, very good. You are almost getting it right. Okay.
Wednesday.
Some people, Wednesday கிடையாது. Wednesday. How would you pronounce W-H-E-N-S-D-A-Y? When. W-H-E-N. When, அப்புறம் ஒரு S, அப்புறம் day. Exactly, Nitika.
Wednesday.
Practice Wednesday. Let's practice. Almond. Elite. And D-E-N-G-U-E. I did not give you the answer. Dengue. Dengue is the right pronunciation. Dengue. D-E-N-G-E-E. அப்படி ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. D-E-N-G-E-E. Dengue. Okay? Dengue. Then asthma. Dengue fever.
Asthma.
Asthma. Asthma. Very good. Ash.
Asthma.
Knee.
Ash.
Very good. T-O-M-B. T-O-M-B. Two. Like how O-O-M will be pronounced. Okay. Tomb. All right.
Tomb. Meaning of tomb.
Tomb, where the body is buried after death. Tomb.
Okay.
The dead body is buried, dead body. Okay. Tomb. It's a tomb. G-A-O-L. G-A-O-l.
Goal.
Goal. Goal.
I did not say G-O-A-L. I said G-A-O-L.
Goal.
Goal. Goal.
Okay, Robinson coming out with the equals. Beautiful. Good, good. Tamil Ten Muthuram. Very good. See, G-A-O-L means J-A-I-L and is also pronounced the same way. G-A-O-L na jail da artham. Adu jail da pronunciation kuda. Okay? Pronunciation is also jail. J-A-I-L. Okay. One important thing I must tell you is, while learning pronunciation, it's very, very important, to observe the movement of your mouth. Position your mouth properly. Say apple. You say apple.
Ample. Ample.
Apple. Okay? But if you say on, the lip gets rounded up. All right? So the lip movement, the movement of your, facial expression, everything counts here. They say, learning to master the sounds, especially in English, is like, learning how to position your mouth for having a bite into a samosa. Okay? It's of an odd shape. Take the example of burger or samosa. How, comfortably you position your mouth so that you can trust it, to comfortably have a bite and, send it down through your gullet, okay, and enjoy a favorite snack or something like that. Similarly, you have to position your mouth properly to get the sound all right. That's very, very important. And I'll tell you, if you really want to master pronunciation, these things you must do it on a daily basis. Listening, okay, must be all ears. Listening with utmost kind of attention, all right? And you try to imitate. You can watch movies, and repeat certain dialogues of your favorite actor also. Okay, and record your speech and come back and listen. Am I getting it all right? Am I pronouncing it right? And tongue twisters will also be of great help. Okay. Somebody is asking how to pronounce which word. You can unmute and ask. Jail. Okay. G-A-O-L? Jail only. Jail. Okay. Decision. How to pronounce decision? Decision. Okay. D-E-C-I-S-I-O-N. Decision. Event. Event. Decision. All right. Very good. Veeramuthu Varun. Okay. Very good. Charulata. All right. Let me give you one tongue twister. Will you try practicing? And you can also try singing songs. I forgot to tell you. You can also try singing songs. Okay. You have your old favorites, like what you might have learned in your kindergarten years. This is the house that Jack built. This is the mole that lay in the house that Jack built. Huh? You remember that? This is the rat that ate the mole that lay in the house that Jack built. Like that. Your nursery now, you can repetitively say to practice intonation. All right? And the rhythm. Okay. And there is also something like you can write it down and try. We'll practice now. How much, let me type it here. How much would, some of you might be already familiar with this. How much would a woodchuck? Chuck. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? I made a spelling error here. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck woodchuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Solli parunga vegama. Anyone can try. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? You can try, anybody.
Student, please unmute and try.
How
much would the woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood?
See, I'll tell you one strategy to master it easily. You have to fit it to a kind of a rhythm. Then automatically words will come and settle there. Okay, you have to create a groove for the words to come and forward.
The woodchuck
How
chuck.
much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would
How
chuck
much
wood?
would
Like
the
that.
woodchuck chuck?
How much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood?
Great. Great. Amazing. Amazing. You can try one more. Are you familiar with the, Peter Piper? Peter Piper tongue twister? Anyone familiar with? Peter Piper. I'm telling you to practice this. It will help you master rhythm and intonation. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where is the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? தெரியுமா? ரொம்ப ஈஸி. நீங்க ஒரு சென்டென்ஸே தான் திரும்ப திரும்ப கொஞ்சம் மாத்தி பேசுறது. வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல. புதுசா கேட்கும்போது ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஏதோ சொல்றாங்களோ அப்படின்னு. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Akshaya, you got it. You can try. Then you are reversing the word order. A peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, where is the peck of pickled pepper Peter Piper picked? Solli parunga paakalam. Anyone? See, it's fun. You must really go wrong and laugh it off. I'll tell you something else also. I want a proper cup of coffee from a proper copper coffee pot. Try this. Which one, Charlata, you want me to type? Charlata can speak. Peter Piper, see, only the one order is changing. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper, first line. Second line, a peck of pickled pepper, Peter Piper picked.
Yes, ma'am.
First half, pinadi kondu porom. Third line, you are introducing one word if. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pepper. Fourth line, you are introducing where is. Very simple.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? It will look like a very, lengthy kind of a thing. But if you observe the slight changes made here and there, very easily you can say. Can you try this? Thank you, Sarvasundrima. Charlata? Got it, Charlata? You want me to type the whole thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll be mailing it to you. Because it will be, leading to wastage of time, all right? Almost we are coming to the end of the session, all right? And you have any questions you can ask me, students? I'll tell you, before winding up, I'll tell you, the pronunciation is something much, much more important than grammar itself. Because even with your grammatical error, you can make people understand what you wanted to say. Somebody would like to say, famous comedy, the counter money. I talk, he talk, why you middle talk a bit. I talk, he talk, why you middle talk a bit. There is grammatical error, but are we not able to understand what he said? When it comes to speaking of a language, the primary intention is being understood properly. So if that be prioritized, I do not dismiss the role of grammar, but I would like to make you understand why pronunciation is even more important when it comes to spoken or communicated aspect of a language, because without mastering pronunciation, you will never be properly understood by people. You will never be properly understood by people. என்ன சொல்றது? What's he saying? புரியுதா அது? வாய்க்குள்ள ஏதோ பான் போட்டு சமைச்சிட்டே பேசுனா யாருக்கா புரியுமா? ஒருத்தருக்கும் புரியாது. Yeah, clarity matters a great deal. So you have to speak, words and enjoy. Listening to your own accurate pronunciation. That's very, very important. And hereafter, do not say pronunciation, it's pronunciation. If anyone is doing it, right? I do not presume that everyone will be mispronouncing it. No, if anyone had any such difficulty, you can correct yourself. If you have any questions, you can come out with. Come on. Actually, this is not a topic that can be covered within 1 hour. Okay, it's my favorite subject also. All right. You can ask me any questions if you have, or I'll leave the session to Tangam because it's time to wind it up. So thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, I'm sending the material. Actually, I prepared a PPT. I'll be mailing it to you. If you have any questions, you can mail it to me. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for your active participation. All right. I wish everyone, will try to master pronunciation and begin to speak like native speaker. All right. So that when you move out to urban side, people will not be, looking down upon your accent. Okay. People use it. No, wield it. Language is being wielded as a tool, to oppress people. Okay. That kind of a thing we should never let happen to us. If you speak English, I can speak better English than you. That's the kind of confidence I want everybody to develop. And there is no, kind of hesitation that you need to build here and think, no, I'm after all a Tamil medium student. I am a Tamil medium student. I say that with pride. Okay, without mastering the Tamil pronunciation properly, I would not have learned the right pronunciation of English properly today. So, நம்ம தமிழ் மீடியமா இருந்தாலும் சரிதான், கிராமப்புறமா இருந்தாலும் சரிதான், எங்க இருந்து வந்தாலும் இது ஒரு மொழி, அதோட சத்தத்தை நம்ம மிமிக் பண்றோம். ஒரு a caged parrot is able to mimic our sound. I had a friend by name Rosie. Okay, I had the chance of visiting her house when I was in my PG program. I was really amazed to see, the parrot perching on her forefinger, standing and saying, "Rosie, pasikide." Beautiful. A parrot speaking Tamil. Can't we, master? We can. Okay, it's just a question of attitude. It's just a kind of fondness you develop towards your own, pronunciation, and enjoy, relish every time you get them right. No, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Still, I'm getting closer to the native speaker's accent. I have improved a great deal. You can give yourself a pat on the shoulder. Why not? Great. Okay, thanks for joining. Okay, Tangam, I leave it to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. We are amazed by your ability to present today's topic in such an interesting way and produce one of the most memorable sessions of this webinar series, ma'am. We enjoyed this session with. Thank you, ma'am. We enjoyed this session because of so many interesting incidents you have quoted. Thank you once again for your effort, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I also want to thank the students who made this session interactive. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you all.
And I just want to convey an important message. Parvati ma'am, thank you so much. Let me tell some important message to the students. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
See, our civil engineering department, they are organizing a webinar on growth trends and opportunities in civil engineering tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Brochure is sent to all the students. So all the plus 2 students are invited to attend the webinar. It will be much useful for you. So students, you can attend that webinar. Invitation is sent to you. Google Link is sent to you. Try to attend the webinar on growth, trends and opportunities in civil engineering tomorrow, 26th, 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Thank you. Thank you, students.
Thank you all.
Someone is asking for morning class. Parvati ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Someone is asking for tomorrow class, ma'am, in message.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't see that.
Tomorrow also we have classes at the same time, 10:45 or 11 to 12. Like today. Tomorrow we are having same English enrichment program webinar at 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Anything else?
Attend tomorrow's English enrichment webinar as well as civil engineering department webinar in the evening. Morning as usual time, 10:45 or 11 to 12 English enrichment webinar, and evening 3 p.m. to 4:30 civil engineering department webinar. Thank you, students.
Akshaya, Suresh. See, I mean, learning phonetics as a separate thing. No, it comes out of interest. It comes out of interest. Okay, but even otherwise, informally, you can learn it by constantly listening. Okay? Increase the opportunities of listening to natives speakers either in news channels or interviews, or you can watch movies. Okay, if you, very closely listen to them, you can always develop it. Okay. So it doesn't mean you have to enroll yourself for a phonetics class and then learn it. Not like that. You can just pick it up. All right. Just increase the opportunities of listening to English videos and audios. You can make it. Okay. No worries. Okay. Great day. Bye.